Welcome back, everybody.
Back, everyone.
Welcome back. It's
Zay
been
and Rhia again, back again to
it's
bless
been
your.
a while. We apologize for that. We had exams and then winter break, and there was traveling in between,
Mhm.
and still different time zones for now. So,
Just life got in the way.
but
Um,
we are here today to talk about an interesting topic, in our opinion. We want to talk about our take on how social media has influenced us.
yeah,
So, shall we just Shall we just dive right into it? It's an interesting topic. It's an
yeah.
interesting
Honestly,
topic.
I think it's a really prevalent topic, especially in our generation, because I mean, I don't know. We grew up in like the early 2000s, 2010s, I guess. I don't know. I guess you could call that the early 2000s, but um yeah, I mean, we didn't really, I mean, at least for me, I didn't really grow up with a ton of social media. Like my parents, or actual like screen time, my parents would limit it basically. I would have
Yeah.
like half an hour of screen time a day and like no social media. Like my first social media account, I think was like Instagram or Snapchat. I don't know. But I did it like technically without my parents' permission. Like I didn't
Hmm.
ask. Like I wasn't even supposed to have Instagram or Snapchat. So um so yeah, but then like this new generation, I feel like it's like kids are becoming less kids, younger and younger, I feel like. And a lot of it has to do with social media. But yeah.
I agree. I agree. I had the same kind of thing. When I was growing up, I didn't. My first ever phone was one of those flip phones, Nokia things.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
and that one got stolen from me. I didn't.
Dude, mine too. Oh no, actually, you know what? I left mine. It wasn't a flip phone, but it was one of those with like little numbers. I left it in a taxi and it just I never recovered it.
No, I think I was on a trip. I think I was in Hungary or Romania, and it just got stolen. But I didn't have any kind of social media up until I
Mm.
was 15. And the only reason I got it was, technically speaking, to stay in contact with my cousins. But it wasn't one of those apps. It was Musically. That was my first ever social media. Not even TikTok. And then my first ever actual phone, I think I got when I was 17. And I had Instagram before that on my school iPad. Like, I was an iPad child. I was filming Musicallys with my iPad sometimes. And
Mm.
it's something. I feel I feel like it's concerning, but it's, I don't know. I'm half half about it. It's concerning for sure, but also like, I don't. It's also the current reality, you know.
Mm. Yeah.
But if I could undo it, I would undo it for them.
Oh,
But
for the new generation. I thought you meant like your childhood. I was like, what?
no, for the new generation, because I do think that I hated it while I was growing up, like not having any kind of social media. I felt very left out, when everybody around me had, they were ready, like age 15, 16, they already had their cell phones and they were on their devices and whatnot. And I still didn't have that. I felt like I was being left out. So,
Mm.
it sucked while I was in that age, but I also do appreciate it because from a younger age, I already cherished deeper friendships more
Mm.
than I think happens with a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think for both of us, like, I mean, we both have younger siblings. You have two younger siblings, I have one. And actually both are young. You have a younger sister that's the same age as my brother. So they're like the same generation. And at least for me, like, I mean, with my parents, I used to always have like fights. I don't want to say it was a consultation because it was not. We would fight about it. But I mean, when I was younger, like I would be like, why can't I have a phone? Like, yeah, I had like a flip phone for like the longest time, and it was because like I walked from school to home and home to school, so I needed some way to communicate myself with them, but they didn't want to give me a phone because obviously like there's games and social media and all that stuff. So I got my first phone. It was like a hand me down. It was my mom's hand me down phone when I was like 15. And then all the rest of my phones were basically hand me downs. But but yeah, I mean, I would always have arguments with my parents about like, why can't I have a phone or why can't I have social media? Like, I want Facebook. Like, all my friends have Facebook because, I mean, where I grew up in Mexico, like Instagram wasn't that big. It was Facebook. Like, Facebook was a huge thing, and it still kind of is. I think in the U.S., like it's kind of died down. Like a lot of people that don't have Facebook, but in Mexico, like it was a big thing, and and I would be like, Mom, like, why can't I have Facebook? I know what. And then at some random day, I realized that nothing was stopping me from like basically downloading those apps and getting social media. So I completely went out of my way. I downloaded, I think, like Snapchat, Facebook, and I had Musically, I think. Um, and yeah, now I mean, my brother doesn't have social media yet, thank God, because he doesn't technically have a phone yet. But he does play a lot of games, which is another different. It's different, but it's like it's kind of the same now because you can like communicate inside those games and all that. And like I've heard stories where it's like people meet other people online while they're playing a game, and then like I don't know, they start talking, and then but this person is like a random person, like you don't even know this person.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no. When I was actually just not thinking about that as well. Like I think my brother got his first phone when he was 14, 15, something around that age. And I remember I was so mad at my parents for letting my brother get a phone at a younger age than I was.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then my sister now has a phone. She has a phone, but she has no apps on it. She has a
Yeah.
phone because the reason why she has it is because she goes to school by herself. And the area where we live, I say
Yeah.
we, so I don't live there anymore, but where
For
my
your parents.
family in Spain, it's there's a dangerous street to get to the school. And when I was there, I would pick her up and I would drop her off, when I had the chance.
Yeah.
But now that I'm not there, and because my parents both work, they, again, like you said, they need a way to communicate with her. So she has a phone and she uses WhatsApp story as her story, as like her
That's
way of
so
publishing.
cute.
So it's really funny. But I've also noticed that like there's like the way that you can meet someone on literally anything is
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, like that. I mean, I also went through my own phase of meeting random people online, like back in 2020 and, Discord and all of that stuff.
Mhm.
Fun. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I feel like even then, like and this is only a couple years ago, it was still slightly more limited versus
Yeah.
now. And that that terrifies me because I've outgrown my phase of meeting random people online and
Mhm.
getting to know them like that. Like no offense, I'm sure everybody out there is great. All love to you, but I there's just something better, in my opinion, about creating those bonds in person. And
Yeah.
I prefer having no phones when I'm actually hanging out with people. Like I will take out my phone to take a video or a picture, but besides that, all my notifications are muted. Um,
Yeah.
so I've outgrown that phase. But to know that there's now such a high percentage of people that are still doing that and
Yeah.
all of the dangers that come with that, sure, there's positive sides to it. I'm sure, but
Yeah.
all of the dangers with that part actually does scare me. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily for me because I'm
Yeah.
21. I've outgrown that phase, but like to think that my sister might get into that, or like a close friend, or not even a close friend, but like a distant family friend, and then that they go through that. It's like there's so much to that, and it changes the way people behave.
Yeah.
When you have the influence of someone that you don't know on you, it
Mm,
changes the way you behave. Because at least this is based off of what I've seen. When I don't know someone, I don't necessarily care what they think.
mhm.
If I
Yeah.
haven't met them, I don't necessarily feel like I need to act a certain way. So I will be more bold about
Yeah.
whatever. I will have more energy, all of these different things.
Yeah.
That if you apply that to these online unknown friendships,
Mm,
so much like just so much can happen, you
yeah.
know? And like I I've read so many stories about it, and it baffles me every single time because obviously I want people are smart, people are so smart with these kinds of things too, but then people are also so gullible at the
Oh
same
yeah.
time. And
Yeah.
it's like not, and this is not just with like online friendships, it's with every social media. People, it's so easy to believe one thing just because a couple people have posted about it,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Or the other thing just because a couple people have mentioned it in some comments. You're like, oh,
Mhm.
I've heard this, it's supposedly good for you. What is known about it medically? Absolutely nothing. What are the
Man, I saw
absolutely
it on
nothing.
TikTok. I saw it on TikTok.
No, literally. I remember when TikTok used to be credible to an extent. Like I remember looking up things on TikTok as well and being like, okay, that it was on TikTok, But now,
There's so many things. Yeah. No, I also like I feel like especially in the age of like early teen years, like you're even more gullible to everything. Like at that age, someone would tell me something even if it wasn't true and I would fully believe them. Like and I'm also like I'm kind of a gullible person. Like I'm very hard to like you can trick me very easily. But like I feel like someone that their frontal cortex is not developed yet, especially like a teenager that is online 24/7 and they see a bunch of things and they go blob about it and then it becomes this whole thing. Like I just feel like that's so dangerous. I mean, at least us like well, we're not 25 yet, but like we're getting there and like, we
security guys.
we've like we've been through things, we've been through experiences that have allowed us to learn and now we actually know okay, we don't do this. We like
Yeah.
if someone messages us on Instagram that we don't know and says something weird, we don't message them back because they might be dangerous. Like kids at earlier ages, they don't have that maturity of thinking of like, oh, this person might be like we don't know who this person is. Like
Mhm.
and I've heard so many stories of like people that have met like their best friends online or they've met like the love of their life online or like they've I don't know, they've taught the faith to other people online. Like it's great. And I think sometimes there's like really good ways of
Yeah, yeah,
interaction.
yeah. No, like, oh,
But
happy for you in those
yeah.
cases.
But you need to be like what's the word? Like you need to have judgment of like what to do, what to say, what to post, like in certain situations. Because then also like now, I mean, as we've seen on the news, like the world is going down in flames. And so there's so much like fake news out there. And some people just believe everything they see online and it's really bad because then they're like, oh, this happened yesterday. And you're like, where did you see that? And they're like, oh, this account, I don't know what. And I'm like, is that credible? Like, I don't,
Yeah.
like, like this country invaded this country, and you're like, really, really? Like, I don't know where you one from. Yeah.
No, but I also think like besides the fact that people believe different things, that also, on top of that, it is so easy to fall into a negative pattern because of it, in
Mm-hmm.
the sense of, if something that is currently a trend is being spread about
Yeah.
and you fall into it, it is very easy to reach such a dark place, in
Mm-hmm.
the sense of, okay, for example, if you take an example of every this is really random, but like, suddenly on TikTok, the only thing you see is everybody wants curly hair. You are going to think your straight hair is ugly as hell. Been there,
Mm-hmm.
done that. Been there,
Mm-hmm.
done that. For a while, I think I remember braiding my hair into teeny tiny braids so I would have some kind of pattern, guys. It took me 2 days.
It
It's
was the opposite. I would straighten my
exactly my point. But
yeah.
imagine I think I was seeing that when I was like 14. But imagine a kid now at the age of 10 or even younger seeing that and then deciding that they hate their hair. This is like mild compared to things that they can like how deep it can actually go. The way the way social media and in general the internet affects people nowadays is
Mhm.
actually insane. It has complete and utter control over every decision we make.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
we and it's, yes, I appreciate the internet, yes, I'm happy for it, it has helped me a lot, but do know and I trust, I struggle with it too, but I do know that I would not survive without the internet, because
Yeah.
everything is online. My classes can be online, my books
Mhm.
are online,
Yeah.
the information I need for my courses online. How am I
Yeah.
supposed to get there? Online. How am I supposed to do this? Oh, online. Everything is online, which is great accessibility wise,
Yeah.
but it really is the kind of thing where if it's taken away from us like this, we are screwed. We are
Oh
so
yeah.
screwed.
Mhm.
Everything will fall apart.
Yeah.
But actually, really quickly, fun story. Well, not fun story. Fun fact. Um,
Let
when I was living in Spain, there was, I think, 2 days, or roughly 2 days, where there was just a whole power outage in the whole country. Like,
remember that. Oh my god,
yeah,
I remember seeing that.
power
Yeah. Yeah.
was gone. Power
Yeah.
was gone. Electricity was gone. There was nothing,
Yeah.
and there was positives and negatives to both of that. It was positive in the sense of me and my siblings hung out, we swam in the pool, great,
Right.
we had so much fun. People were socializing and everything, but everything shut down. Work
Wow.
was stopped. People couldn't get to places.
Yeah.
Everything was delayed they had to reboot so many things. And it just, if you sit back and you think about it, how everything can be put on hold because of
One little.
technology
Yeah. Mhm.
and one like fluke in the system,
Yeah.
it's insane to think,
Mhm.
you know
Yeah.
like in the past, all due respect, we would at least my father told me this story. He's like, when I used to hang out with my friends
Yeah.
at
All the
the age
parents
of
like
11,
when I was a kid,
he
we
thought
didn't
I
have
was a
technology.
kid. No, he'd be like, I would
Yeah.
just tell my parents I'm gonna be home by 7, and if I wasn't home by 7, then they would worry. If I was home by 7, great.
Yeah.
But like now it's like, you tell your parents I'm gonna be home by 7. At 5:30, they're texting you, "Where are you?"
Yeah. Yeah.
News, you know.
Yeah.
Even things like that. Like everything is so relied on
Mhm.
by technology.
Yeah.
It's it's truly
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't have a word for it. The thing is, I don't have a word for it because it's not such a black and white thing.
Yeah.
There's great positives to it because there have been a lot of advancements, but the
Yeah.
negatives are also very visible and they're very prominent as well.
Yeah.
And they truly, it's not the kind of thing where one outweighs the other. Like they go so hand in hand that
Mhm.
it's the kind of thing where the more we advance, the more screwed we are. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also with that like power outage, I mean, from what I saw in the news, I mean, you were there, but from what I saw in the news, like, I mean, I saw a lot of positives come from that of
Yeah.
like people went out, they were hanging out in the park, like people just were like, you know what, I'm gonna live life, I'm gonna sit
Yeah.
out
I'm
and
gonna
have fun with my
socialize.
family or with my friends. Like it was really and like I don't know, at least I think the culture is also different in every country. Like in Europe, I feel like people are a lot more chill. Like I think there's a saying that you you should work to live, not live to work. I think it goes like
Hmm.
that. And like
Yeah.
I feel like Europe is a lot more chill where like you guys like I mean at least I've heard this like that like I mean your life isn't centered on working 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 working. You know, it's like you go to
Hmm.
work but it's not this thing of like 24/7 you're working and if you don't work you go crazy. Like it's people actually learn to live. You know, you go out with your family, you have like you do other stuff apart from that. And I think the culture here in the US is very different. Like, I mean, apart that it's expensive, I mean, at least in the city that I live in, like, people like big. So it's like you gotta work like 3 jobs. It's like it's a different culture. So like I think I mean at least when it happened in Spain, I feel like people were more like, yeah, sure. If that happened here in the US, I feel like people would go frantic. Like people would just be like, "Oh my god, the world is ending," you know? Like, ah.
Yeah.
But I think it yeah, it also depends on the culture. But I also feel like when it comes to like technology use, um I feel like the pandemic was a big moment of like I mean, obviously everyone went in their home and they did school on Zoom, they did work on Zoom, like Zoom was a big thing or Google Meet or whatever you used, you know? Like technology was like a big thing. And like for older people that weren't that like used to technology, they obviously had to get used to it, but they like held on to it. I remember when the pandemic like I mean when like school started again and we were told that it was okay to go out and like we got vaccines and everything like I was like I'm so done with Zoom, like goodbye, bye bye. Like don't ever show me a Zoom meeting again in my life. um and some people were still like, let's go on Zoom. I'm like, hell no. You want to come talk to me? You meet with me. Like, I am not
Hmm.
doing any Zoom meetings. Like, get the hell away from me. Like, I was so, like, I hated it. But some people were like, oh, this is actually really comfortable. I can just stay at home. I can just talk through a screen. I don't actually have to go anywhere. And I feel like, I mean, it was good, but it was also like, it brought us back a little bit. I don't know. I feel like people got too comfortable. And then
Hmm.
like that thing of going out and meeting with someone and talking to them like face to face, like it just like yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. No. No, I agree. I also that I think that period of like doing everything online really affected everyone's socializing skills,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Oh,
Cuz exactly what you said. People got so comfortable with not having to put in that much effort
mm,
towards, maintaining contact and then seeing people and whatnot, that just the mere thought of, okay, now I have to go travel 15 minutes by bike to hang out with a friend that I haven't seen in a week.
like
Oh my
what a
god.
drag. Yeah, like qué
Like,
flojera.
all due, like, and this is again, like, all due respect, but in the past, we had to walk everywhere. Well, we as in our ancestors, guys, you
Our
think,
parents, our
yeah,
grandparents.
our, my parents, they trekked through 20,000 kilometers of wildlife through the rice fields, and then they went all,
That's
yeah,
what they
they climbed
do.
Mount Everest in
Yeah.
between,
Yeah.
casually on a day-to-day basis. No, but like, all jokes aside, we have it so easy
Mhm.
that it is actually insane how often people choose to be easy, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Which, fine, fine. There's
yeah.
like there's generally no issue with that, but there's a balance,
Yeah.
you know? You cannot create something meaningful, something long-term worthwhile
Through
without having any actual contact.
yeah. Mhm.
Like human beings are made to create
We are
honest.
social creatures.
No, 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 genuinely. Human beings are made to crave that actual connection.
Yeah.
And the fact that now everything is, oh, I'll just call you. Oh, I
Yeah.
can just ask you.
Yeah.
Sure, that's convenient,
Yeah.
especially like if you have long distance friends. By all means, go for it because
Yeah.
it's better just in contact than have no contact. I do
Yeah.
think that, but I also think that is the kind of thing where if you can see someone, go see them.
Go
It
see
is
them.
20,000 times better. Sure, you
Mhm.
may be nervous in the beginning. Sure, it may be a teeny tiny bit awkward.
Yeah.
Get over it. You
Yeah.
really get over it. At
Yeah.
least I did, you know?
Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing where like those moments are so nice and they're very genuine as well because like you see them face to face, they're not lying behind the screen. They're not like, "Oh, I like you. I actually really hate you. You get on my nerves, but I'm just talking to you because you're still on my phone."
Yeah.
The, it I kid you not, in 2020 when I was on Discord, the
Discord.
amount of the amount of issues that I was dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Why? 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 And it would be the kind of thing, it would, I kid you not, I think I received messages of like a friend being like, "Hey, so what do you think of this person?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're fine." Like, I actually really don't like them. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Why?" And they're like, "Because they're this and this and this." And then in the mutual group chat, they're like, "Oh my God, hi. It's so nice to see you."
Yeah. 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 Oh my god.
I remember being like 16 and being like, what if they're saying bad things about me? you know?
Yeah.
This is,
I think we've all been there. Like in those.
I swear, we probably have all been there. But the thing is, in person, if you don't vibe, you don't vibe. Cool. Have a
Yeah.
great day. Thanks for the coffee.
You're.
Take care of
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
guys, it's also just, it feels, I mean, it's obviously, but it's real. It's something that actually is existent and actually has a purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think also like. I mean, yeah. We're not saying that technology is like useless and like
No, definitely
media.
not. Definitely not.
We both have like we've gotten great use out of it, especially like you're on the other side of the world, like one opposite sides sides of the world, and we both have a lot of friends that are like all around the world, and it's super nice to just be like, hey, I'm gonna call you. Um, but also there's a difference between like calling and texting. A lot of people now have gone to texting, and it's the most, at least for me, it's like the most annoying way of talking to someone. Like you can't tell what they're saying. Like you can tell what they're saying, but with it matters with what tone they're saying it. Like you could be saying okay or okay or okay. Like there's so many different like, and then people like, dude, I've had so many miscommunications when I'm talking with people by text, and that people don't understand what I'm saying, or I say something and they understand a different context. Like, oh my god, it's I hate it so much. Like, I mean, I do it because like obviously it's a thing and I can't avoid it. But like if you want to talk to me and you're not close enough to see me, call me at least.
Literally.
But
Yes, I
honestly,
agree.
if you were 5 hours, like even 10 hours away or 5 hours away, I would drive to see you instead of calling you. Like I would pay gasoline. I would pay for a plane ticket. I mean, I'm saying that, and I could still pay for a plane ticket, but it's really expensive to go to the. I'm not rich, but like if you lived in the U.S. or if I lived in the Netherlands, I would take the time out of my day. I would plan it, and I would go visit you. Or
yeah,
if you live in the same city with someone, why not meet up and talk to them? Like,
exactly.
why do you have to text them?
Yes,
Carve out a little time. And I know we're all busy. Like, we all have lives. We all go to school. We all work. We all try and do 10,000 things at the same time. But carve out a little time, like,
yeah,
to go and talk to someone. You know, it's like, it's not that hard.
yeah. No, it actually, no. It actually reminds me of the quote like, "Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble."
Yes.
That's genuinely the case.
Yes.
because like when something matters, people will put in the effort to achieve that,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. So it's the kind of thing where you as a person should not let yourself feel like you don't matter, because you do matter, but also besides that, if you care, then let people know that. When
Yeah.
everybody that I've come into contact with, that I've made any kind of friendship with, because I've also currently I struggle with texting. My mom can testify to that. She often sends me messages like, "Oh, so you've forgotten I existed?" No, I have not. I have not. Trust me, I
I
don't think
know.
I could.
Yeah, yeah,
No. But I tell them, I'm like, if you ever need anything, even just like a conversation, please call me. If I can't call right in that moment, I will call you back as soon as I can.
yeah,
But I'm more likely to actually answer a call and be like, hey, I can't talk right now, than to answer a message and be like, hey, I can't talk right now.
yeah.
It's so much there's more of a there's less of a veil between the two people, I feel. And even over text, I completely
Yeah,
agree with what you're saying. So many miscommunications happen.
yeah.
I've resulted into sending voice messages. I kid you not. I send people
Yeah,
17-minute long voice messages.
yeah,
Not on
I've gotten those.
not on a regular daily basis, guys. I'm not insane. I don't spend 17 minutes yapping about nothing. But
Same
I send
you send, yeah.
Yeah, no, but I send messages, and then I've received messages back being like, "Can't listen right now. Can you type it out?" I'm like, "No, listen when you can.
Please when you can. Yeah.
Listen when you can." And then they come back to me, and then they're like, and then either I receive a voice message back, or they're like, "That was actually valid," you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, you see that, and then I send another voice message, like, "Yeah, you
Yeah.
see that? I send voice messages, guys."
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's really funny. It's actually really funny, also slightly sad, but it's really funny to see how people have gone from being the most social thing, the most social
Mhm.
species, to genuinely, in the most respectful way, crawling into this teeny tiny hole because we were presented it. Like it's as if someone held open a ring box and was like, "Here, you don't have to do anything. Just type on the keyboard." And we were like, "Yeah, awesome."
Okay. It sounds easy. Yeah. Yeah. I think also we gravitate towards what's easiest. And obviously
Yeah.
that's a lot easier than going and getting in a car or taking public transport to actually talk to someone and see someone. But as also someone that has a lot of like long distance friends, I feel like I would do anything to see those people in person. Like I I can't like obviously I talk to them on the phone, but it's like I would kill to see them in person.
Yeah.
And
No.
if I could, I would see them in person. And I try to at like as many times as I can. But
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I also think that, at least this is my opinion on it. To me, it has way bigger of an impact when someone is like, I want to see you even if it's for 5 minutes, instead of
Yeah.
having the
Yeah.
like the thought of, oh, but it doesn't make sense to come see you because it's only for 5 minutes. Like
Yeah.
like in the most respectful way, I will take whatever I can get,
Yeah.
And
Just come
when
hug me, say hi, and then you can leave. Like it's
I will give you a cookie. I will bribe you with a cookie. No, but it means so much more to me, and that's why I also try to be that kind of person. I like people. I think this was like a couple weeks ago, but I got reached out to on a Friday night, being like, "Do you want to come here on Monday?" And I said yes. No plan, no nothing. I was
yeah.
like, "Can I make it work?" Yes.
Yeah.
Will I make it work? Yes. I made it work. I had so much fun. I actually like
Good.
was
That's
it was so great.
yeah.
It was so great. And that to me left way more of an impact than instead of receiving a message on Friday being like, "Hey, I'm free to call on Monday."
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I would have loved that. I would have loved that as well, cuz yes, I would have loved to speak to you,
Yeah.
but it actually it touched my heart in
Mm.
so many other ways,
Yeah.
actually seeing those people, you
Yeah.
know? Especially
As
after it's been a while.
yeah. As someone who spends her days like scheduling calls with people And with one person in particular, I'm like, dude, it's tiring. Like, I would
Yeah.
much rather be like, I'll see you on Monday than I'll call
Yeah.
you on Monday.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
But I also think this is something that we experience, like our
mhm,
generation,
yeah.
because I don't think it's necessarily something that's, at least I can't tell right now, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's something that is very present in the younger generations. And once again, that has a lot to do with the fact that they are around electronics 24/7 and everything
Mhm,
is easy access to them. So
yeah.
when it comes to actually creating something deeper or some bigger
Mhm,
connection, it's such a struggle. Not
yeah.
because, and that's not fully their fault, but because they genuinely don't know how to.
Yeah.
Like I think if you were to send younger generations a phone number and be like, hey, talk to this person every day, easy peasy.
Easy
If
peasy.
you tell them, talk to
Rare.
this person every day in person,
Yeah.
not a word will be said.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Social skills have also gone down. Like, I
They
feel
really
like kids don't, I mean, obviously, I think the pandemic had a lot to do with that. Like, kids now are like, they grew up during that. So for them, it was like socializing wasn't a thing. And so now they got to this age and they're like, oh, yeah, I don't know how to socialize. But I don't know. I remember like when I was a child, like I would go out to the streets and play. Like if it was safe, I would get my bike and I would go and play with my friends and we would play so many things. Like I used to live in like a closed like private area. I don't know. It had a gate. I guess you call it a gated community. And I
Yeah.
lived there for like a year or something. And all the kids would go out and play and we would play hide and seek. We would go to each other's house. Like we would just go out, ride our bikes, hang out outside in the sun. Like
Yeah.
and now like I see my brother's generation and it's like I don't want to go outside. I'm too tired. I'm like, dude, you've been inside all day. Like, what are you doing? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's so different, but it's also because they've been given the chance to have technology at
Yeah.
earlier age than
Yeah.
at least us. Like, I feel like our siblings were given technology much younger, and so they've gotten used to that. And yeah, I mean, we didn't have a choice. We didn't have technology. So the only thing we could do is go outside and play or go play with our friends, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, I say literally same kind of experience. I think when I was like around 11, 10,
Yeah.
12, I was like, my idea of fun was either, hey, I'm going to walk to the library and borrow a bunch of books and then
Amazing.
come sit on my sidewalk and read them. Or,
We would
hey,
read, dude.
dude,
I read so many books in a week. I think I probably at some point read like 3 books a week. Like I would
same,
read so much. Yeah.
so much, like insane amounts. But
Hmm.
I would also like play with chalk
Oh yeah.
and that kind of thing. I would play with chalk. I had all of these different kinds of toys. We had all of these different kinds of games. And it was the kind of thing where, like, after dinner, you'd go to your neighbor and be like, can your daughter come out to play, please?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, they're like, oh, sure. Just make sure you guys go home before it's dark. And all the
Yeah.
parents knew that the kids were playing outside. It was fine.
And there
Now,
was always like keeping the
yeah,
eye out. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
now, when you see kids playing outside,
You're
there's
like,
either not not only that, but there's either like a parent that's micromanaging them in a small space. there's
yeah.
there's no sense of community in
Yeah.
that sense, or it's like very few kids.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually funny because I was having this conversation with one of my classmates and I was talking about how, again, when I was younger I would play outside. Apparently in her neighborhood in the Netherlands, mind
Yeah.
you, the older people in the community are mad at the youth of our age for playing in the playgrounds because it's not meant for our age.
What?
Because they are meant for younger kids. But guess what? None of the younger kids are playing there. It's all people of our age. It's
Yeah.
all people of our age on the seesaw, going up and down. like,
Reliving our best childhood moments.
If that doesn't tell you something, then
Oh my
genuinely
god.
open your eyes.
Yeah,
But it's interesting to see how things change in so little years,
yeah,
you know? Like at least I can see the differences now when I moved back to the Netherlands. Like when I was younger and living here, I remember some of my classmates had, they have the place where you put the letters in. Some of the doors here have the handle on the inside that you have to just pull to the side and it opens the door.
yeah,
There, kids in my neighborhood and kids like from my school would
yeah.
have a string attached to that hanging outside of the door so people could
Mhm.
just yank it open and walk inside. That's how
That's
close knit people were here. Now
that's
it's the kind of thing where you knock, they open, they're like, "Who are you?" Oh,
yeah. Neighbors don't talk to each other. It's
like
insane. It's like people don't know who like you don't know who lives next to you. It's crazy. Um
it's
yeah, I
actually it's
no, no,
weird.
sorry.
It's weird.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I kind of got a glimpse a little bit of what my childhood looked like when I went back to my parents' house cuz um they live like on a closed street and
Yeah.
they've been doing like uh Baha'i activities. They have like a junior youth group and a children's class, I think. But also the neighbors, like even beyond that, like the neighbors have a group chat and like if they see anything suspicious, like they always like, hey, there's like I don't know, a suspicious person there, like I don't know, be careful, I don't know what. But also like combined with that, like the the neighbors have gotten so close and now like there's kids going out and playing, like the kids take out their bikes, like the kids like my house or my parents' house because I don't live there anymore, but um literally kids would just come in and just hang out. And I would be like, who are you? And he's like, I'm so and so. I'm here to play with like with Matthew, like my brother. And I would be like, oh, okay. And then he would be like, can I have some water? And my mom was like, sure, sure. And like my mom made birthday cake for her birthday, and and, and we invited like the next door neighbors because they love my mom's cakes, and I like it's super nice to see that like neighbors know each other and they keep an eye out for each other if anything. Like I don't know, there at some point one of the neighbors left on vacation or something and one of the other neighbors like parked his car in front of their house, so like like it would seem like there's someone in the house, like just stuff like that where you can see like I don't know, the families coming together and figuring out like, hey, we need more community life, like
Yeah.
let's let's pull it together and yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the fact that it is so interesting for us to see also
Yeah,
says a lot.
yeah,
Because at least in my case, I was very used to growing up like that.
yeah.
And I'm not I'm not that old, guys.
We're
So,
not that old.
well, yeah, not yet, not yet. I'm pushing 35, guys, but it's okay.
We're pushing
No,
our 30s. Uh,
no, I'm kidding. But like I grew up like that.
yeah,
And the fact that now only a couple years later because I'm not even like that old to the point where I'm reminiscing about my childhood like, oh my god, it's ages ago. But
yeah,
when I see it now, I do have a moment of, oh, that's still a thing, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Which
Things have
which
changed so much. Yeah,
yeah, no, it kind of it makes me not sad, and I don't know what word I would use to describe it. More of just like a slight disappointment towards how things have changed, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And it's really interesting.
yeah,
But it's also like the kind of thing where at least right now, it's not totally undoable, you know? If people
yeah,
are already noticing it now, it can definitely improve. But I also think it's it definitely is needed that it improves soon. Because if it doesn't, all sense of community will be not necessarily lost, but will be closer to non-existent.
Yeah.
And when there's no community and there's no such thing as, oh, I have your back, you're looking out for me, I'm looking out for you,
Yeah.
then we are truly alone. Like, you can be living right next door to me and I, again, not know a single thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you need help? Sorry,
Yeah.
ask someone else.
I don't know you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which if you think about it is actually, it's just it's a crazy thing to even imagine, yet it is already happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You know?
think also as like people in the world, I think also if we're conscious about the way technology is being used
Yeah.
and like we want to work towards something better and we realize that technology is not being used to its full potential, like it to its full good potential. Because I feel like people are like, "Oh, it's not being used to its full potential. Let's make some more weapons or let's make some more, I don't know, like things that aren't gonna exactly help us, like that are just gonna make more money to people that don't need more money, um, or make more conflict. But if we are conscious about the way that like technology is being used within our communities and within our families, and if we're parents and like and it's not to the point of like micromanaging what your kid is doing on technology, but like if you know like that your kid is safe in technology and if they're not, then maybe like put some more work into changing that, you know? Because there's so
Yeah.
many things. I feel like a lot of parents now they're like, oh, it's super dangerous outside. Like they can't go out to play. It's honestly a lot more dangerous if they're on their phone all day and like on social media.
Please.
Like there's so many dangers of a kid being on social media. I mean, it can be like really dangerous stuff to kind of like not super dangerous, but that can eventually harm like either their self image or like, I don't know, their habits. Like, I've seen so many videos of like 11-year-old girls, like, um, get ready with me for school. And they're like, they have this like 20-step like makeup slash skincare routine. I'm like, girl, when I was your age, I wasn't putting on, I was washing my face with soap and water. That is it. Like I would not put any of your serums, your like nothing. And now suddenly we're seeing like kids like being like, "Ooh, that doesn't look good on you." Like, and they're like
Yeah.
worried about their fashion. They're worried about like their skin, their makeup. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I yeah. I mean, to me that's like it. I mean, it's not like super dangerous, but it eventually could lead to I don't know a lot of harmful
Yeah.
things. I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's where the balance of it comes in. Because if everything in moderation is fine.
Yeah.
But when it comes, and like I can see that already. And I know, and I work on it myself. Like, even I
Yeah.
struggle with it, guys. I'm not saying it's the kind of thing where I'm a saint and I don't
Yeah.
do technology. No, I
Exactly.
struggle with it too. I doom scroll. I guys, whatever you've done, I've probably done it too. Um, but it's the kind of thing where I do see the fact that it can tip so easily into a disbalance,
Mhm.
um, and it really affects people, and it's really easy for it to go from, uh, I'm just gonna quickly watch this one video, to
Yeah.
next thing you know, you are so heavily influenced that you're actually,
Yeah.
it really affects you negatively.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think sorry. I think the way I would say it is, I'm obviously affected by social media. I'm working on it. I know that it affects me, but I also think I'm, or not necessarily reached that point, but I have made some progress in the sense of trying to make sure that I'm still my own person outside of social media. Because
Yep.
if it's the kind of thing, and this is my opinion on it, where I'm such a different person because of social media, then it's bad for me. You
Yeah.
know? So I
Hmm.
know it affects me, and I know that there are certain things I have to do to lessen that effect. I'm not saying I can totally get rid of it, because I can only do as much as I'm capable of, but I do know that it has an influence on me. But I also know that it has way less of an influence on me than it
Mm.
does on the next generations,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And just like, my mom would tell me all the time, she's like, oh, put the damn phone away. It's the damn phone that's making you like that. I would
Well,
argue. I'd be like, no, it's not the phone.
it's
Sometimes,
sometimes it
sometimes,
is. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like also as now we're getting to, I mean, we're technically adults now. We're young adults.
technically.
We're adults now. Like, I don't know, at least for me, like getting to that age, I also leaving the house, I really realized like a lot of the things that my parents said, especially about technology and about social media, like were actually true. Like
Yeah.
if you're too much on that damn phone, like it will affect you.
Yeah.
Like there is some truth to it. Obviously, like they sometimes exaggerate and they obviously like like parents do.
Yeah.
But but I do like it took me a while to see like the truth and like obviously they just want to protect you and that's like that's obviously really good. But sometimes as kids we don't really like we don't really realize that. We're sometimes very like, oh, they're just trying to bother me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
but in reality, like you grow up and you're like, actually, what they told me about this was actually true. Like
Yeah.
I could be affected by this if I let it get into my head too much. And I
Yeah.
think, at least for me and also for you, like I think we're both trying to like be more conscious of what we put into our brains and what we like, yeah, what we
Yeah.
consume and what our answer to what we consume is. Because also I think the answer to that matters a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I will, yeah, I agree. One thing I will say though is I think the fact that we're noticing it now heavily has to do with the fact that our parents didn't grow up with this kind of technology.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
when they look at technology, they see it entirely different from us. Like, sure, they may have gotten used to it,
Yeah.
helping them out and all of these things, but they didn't grow up with it, you know?
Yeah.
So the fact that we grew up with it slightly more, and the
Mhm.
fact that our younger siblings, and I'm using our younger siblings as an example because we're
Yeah.
both going through it, our younger
Yeah.
siblings are growing up with it even younger than we are. I
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't reach a point where it is so normalized that
Mhm.
the parents can't even help their kids realize that it's bad for them. Because
Yeah.
it's bad for the parents too. So
Yeah.
I will say I do appreciate the fact that my parents didn't let me get a phone until I was 17. I
Yeah.
hated it. I hated it so much, but I definitely do think it was positive in the end. You
Yeah.
know, it
Yeah.
just took me a while to get there.
Like let your kids be kids.
No,
Like
genuinely,
like
genuinely.
let them get dirty. Like let them go outside. Let them get scratched up. Like, dude, I remember when I was a kid, if you like the amount of scratches that you had on your knees was
Yes,
like the sign that you had a healthy childhood. Like you would go out
literally,
and get
literally,
like
literally.
that's how you learn. You get hurt
No,
and you get back up again. Like that's yeah,
exactly. I was
yeah.
I was about to say the fact that parents nowadays are so worried about their kids getting mud on their hands because of the germs. Guys,
Like I
guys,
made mud cakes when I was a kid. I would go into the dirt and make mud cakes. Like
I probably ate so much sand from the sandboxes. Let's not even kid ourselves.
yeah,
But like, if you like the way it is such a strange thought to parents now to have their kids get
yeah,
hurt is
yeah,
insane. It's insane.
yeah,
My parents, if I showed up to the house like with a scraped knee or something, they're like, "Oh, are you okay? Yeah, cool. Did you have fun? Amazing."
they would clean it up, they would patch it up, all good to go. It'll
Exactly.
heal. Like,
Yeah, you're a kid.
yeah,
Go be a kid.
yeah.
Genuinely.
Unfortunately, I think like physically you can heal. You get a scratch, it
Yeah,
heals in a week, it's gone.
yeah.
Those unfortunately when you're in like when you get too hurt by things like when you're mentally
Affected.
like when you get yeah, when you're mentally affected, that's a lot harder to shake. Like
It is. It
it's
really is.
not an immediate pain. I mean, it's not an immediate like it doesn't affect you immediately. It
Yeah.
takes
It
years
has,
to manifest, and then you're an
yeah.
adult and you're like, actually, this affected me. Like, because
Yeah.
I saw this on you. Like, I don't know, I found something on YouTube that I shouldn't have, or I saw this on social media, or this happened to me on like it starts affecting you and you don't realize it until you're an adult.
Oh, exactly.
And
Exactly.
but yeah.
No, I 100% agree. Social media has such a delayed, it is very obvious, but it also is very delayed in the sense that right now, everybody that's being affected, no idea how we're going to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because what are you going to do? Send everybody to therapy? Good luck.
And
Good
then at
luck.
some point, therapy isn't like it's effective, but
Yeah,
it's up
but
to a point. It's up to a point. Like, yeah. But yeah.
dang. I hadn't even thought of it in that sense. I hadn't even
Me
it's
neither.
I hadn't even thought about it. No, 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 no. Genuinely. Like I hadn't even realized how strange it was to think of seeing a kid be a kid
Yeah.
and letting them live
Mhm.
versus like being like, "Oh, just take this iPad and sit down. That
Yeah.
keeps you quiet."
Yeah. 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 I think also that has a lot to do with why we're at this point in like
Yeah, no, for sure.
society. Like, a lot of parents just want to shut their kids up. And I mean, again, I'm not a parent. I'm not here to judge. I mean, I'm not a parent. But I don't know. It's like it's so like it'll shut them up at that moment, but it'll create so many like bad habits
Consequences.
in their
Yeah,
life
no,
that you're
100%.
just like you're
100%.
ruining their life. Like, the moment you give that kid an iPad at the dinner table, that
Exactly.
there goes your
Exactly.
family. Like, bye bye. Like like it's really, yeah, it's really bad. But yeah, yeah.
No, I would
I'm
no.
gonna be parents
Yeah. Guys, I know exactly what I'm gonna do with my kids. I'm gonna lock them outside. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I
now.
yeah, no, I think a conclusion of this whole podcast is it's obviously affected us. It
Yeah,
is gonna affect everyone, like all the future generations, even more, unless we actually do something about it. Which I think we are already starting to realize something needs to be done about it. But
mhm,
also, there's so many people that are still like, "Oh, it's not that bad," to the point where not enough is being done about it. Hopefully, that changes soon, but
yeah,
it's gonna decline first before it can even make
yeah,
any positive
yeah. And
progress.
as people that are still working on this, like, just take steps to like lower your technology slash social media time. Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
go
no.
live in the real, like, go try and do something outside in the real world, and it's so much nicer.
We sound like our parents. No,
No, I've
but
actually realized how much I sound like my parents in the last years. Like,
yes,
actually, there was like at some point my parents called me like a year ago, and my brother was crying because he wanted a phone. Like, he was literally having a full on tantrum because I want a phone, I want a phone. Like, why can't I have a phone? He was arguing with my parents, and I'm like, oops, sorry, did I call it a bad time? And then I literally started to give him a whole
lecture.
like a lecture on how you don't need a phone. And I'm
No,
like, oh,
yeah,
really interesting. A few years ago, I would have been the same as my brother,
yeah,
but now I'm the one telling him like you don't need a phone. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
No, but everything like we've said, we're not saying it in the sense of, oh, we're judging you, because
yeah,
obviously we are affected as well. We struggle with it as well. All of my classes this week were online. I hated every moment of it. So it's not the kind of thing where we're like, oh, we got this, and all of
yeah,
you guys are struggling. We get it. Trust. What
yeah,
we're trying to say is be conscious, and then make decisions based off of that benefit you
yeah,
and your mental health and your physical health. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
be like, just be aware. That's where it starts. It starts with being aware that, there's a slight issue.
yeah,
Sometimes it takes a while to get there, sometimes it doesn't. But
yeah.
just like put in that effort towards actually trying to go beyond what is in the screen.
Yes, exactly.
So
Yeah,
again, no judgment. We're we're still always down to talk. Please
Yeah,
call us. But
yeah, yeah. We're just having conversations about things that we
yes,
feel.
yeah. No, but if anybody wants to come visit instead of call, I'm
Yeah,
down for that.
yeah. We're so down for people to come visit, which we need to visit each other.
Yeah. Speaking of, no, but yeah,
Uh,
I
and
think that
there is an excuse because we live on the other side of the world. Okay, so
yes.
yeah,
No, but trust, guys, I'm working on my teleportation machine. Okay, once that
yeah.
is all done,
As there, if there's a teleportation machine coming soon, we will be the first ones using it.
no. But all of that being said, I do think that there's positives to it, but there's also negatives. As long as there's some kind of balance,
Yeah.
it'll be fine in the end.
Yeah.
Just trust me, you'll be fine. When I'm back in shit.
All
No, I'm
right. All right, everyone. Well, it was a great. We had a great time talking and having a
yeah,
combo.
yeah.
And yeah, if you have any comments or
Or input on what you
input
think, please
on what,
share. We're
yeah,
really interested,
to
genuinely.
actually, like, if it's not to both of us, to one of us, we would love to hear like your thoughts on all this. If you want to send an audio message, if you want to call us, if you want to
For
text us, text if you want. Yeah, we would love to hear your thoughts.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. And again, judgment-free zone, guys.
Yes, exactly.
We're just here to yap. So please yap.
We're just two people also trying to figure out life.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right.
But we will see you guys again soon. I know we said that last time. But this time, trust.
Yes,
We
exactly.
got it.
Yeah. All
But
right.
thank you for listening to this episode and sending you all so much love and
And hugs. Bye.
appreciate you guys.
Bye.